People of power, welcome to Mounts Fitness MBS Ministry, where I am your host, Brother Minister Mongoose. And if you're tuning in for the first time, guys, this is a holistic mind, body, and spirit ministry. So it's a different kind of ministry, and I am also a different kind of minister. For more information about what I mean by those two things, please stay tuned to the end of the video. But for now, let me again welcome you guys. If no one's told you just yet today, let me be the first. Or if one or more people has already told you, then let me concur with that. You are loved, you are valued, and you are infinitely important. You have a job to do, a job you've been given by this universal force or power that we call God. And here's a little cheat sheet. The job that you were given to do by God, no one else can do it. No one else has what it takes to get her done. It's just like your fingerprint. It's exclusively yours. And your divine assignment is exclusively up to you. So know that. Reach out if you're interested in fellowship or any of the services, which I'll talk about towards the end of the video. But know that you're loved, you're infinitely valuable. And so without further ado, we're going to get right off into today's topic, where we're going to be talking about the spirit of love. I posted a video, was it yesterday, a couple days ago, about the spirit of fear. And we're going to be talking about that as well in this message today, where we're talking about the spirit of love. There are two primary emotions, primary mindsets, only two, that from these two, all of the other mindsets, heart sets, emotions, they all flow out of these two. Those two, as you know, is love and some of you guys, and I don't mean to take this, not to take a shot at you by any means, but some of you guys were probably getting ready to say, just maybe, the two primary emotions, two primary heart sets, from which all the other emotions and heart sets flow, it's love and hate. And if that's what you were about to say, or what you were actually thinking or taught or what have you, you would be wrong. You would be incorrect. You see, hate is just born out of fear. Period. Don't take my word for it. Do your own research. Reach out for this ministry if you'd like some research or study material. But it's been proven time and time again by modern day science, philosophers, and etc. But it's also been something that's been talked about in ancient times that predate, modern religions, Bible, Quran, etc. It's only two primary heart sets, mind sets, emotional sets, from which all other heart set, mind sets, emotional sets are born out of. And it's not love and hate, it's love and fear. So we're going to be talking about those. Love, living organically victorious and empowered. Fear, a fractionalized evaluation of an abbreviated reality. We're going to break down fear first, because again, I've already done a video on that. But I think it's important that we address that in today's message as well. And let me be clear, before we break down fear, I need to be clear about this. Fear in and of itself, guys, it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It has its place. It's only when fear is allowed to run amok, it's only when fear is allowed to control us, to confine us, to direct us, to prevent us. That's when fear has run amok, and that's when fear is destructive. It clouds, it corrodes, it corrupts, and it kills when it's allowed to run amok. But again, we need some parts, some elements of fear, some aspects of fear, some engagement with fear can be very productive. It can be very helpful if it's channeled, if it's harnessed. Fear can make you run faster than you've ever ran in your life. It can make you run longer. It can make you fight harder. Fear can have us do things that just based on fear, we wouldn't have that strength. You think you're running fast now? Well, you wait till a grizzly bear gets behind you. And so forth and so on. So we're not discarding the fact that truth has its place. But when we zoom out and we take a look at society, we can see how fear has been allowed to run amok. People won't stand up for anything, what they believe in. People won't introduce themselves to anybody. Again, I did a whole message on that, so we're not going to really get into that. But we can see how, hey man, this is a fear-based society. Society is being controlled, manipulated, and led by fear. I gave examples of how we've been taught fear from the very beginning, and that how when we're born into this world, the only fear that an infant, that a young child knows before all these other fears are introduced to them, the only natural fear is the fear of falling from a tall or high height. So it's the fear of falling and the fear of loud, unfamiliar, strange, and all of a sudden startling type of noises. That's it. All these other fears have been downloaded into us, and they've caused us to be in a society to where, hey, we can see society have gone off the rails. We can all be honest enough to say that. And it's fear that keeps people from really taking the empowering steps, that word again, to take the necessary empowering steps. I mean, we'll go through the motions and we'll complain and stand on the picket line and vote and write our congressmen, and we may do things like that, but we're not going to really, really unite. And it's because of fear. It's because of fear. And as I mentioned, all the other things that fear breeds, hatred. If you're hating someone, if you do a deep, deep dive, a spiritual, a psychological, a mental, an emotional dive, and you're totally and brutally honest with yourself, you realize that you hate that person, that thing, because somewhere, something about that person makes you fearful. That fear makes you feel inadequate, insufficient, afraid, jealous, envious, bitter, whatever it is. There's a fear. And it may not be necessarily a fear that says, hey, I'm afraid of that person. I won't confront that person. I won't stand up against that person. It's not that kind of fear. But it's fear nevertheless. And all of the other things that fear brings. Again, the jealousy, the greed. Hey, I'm not going to have enough money. Whatever the case may be. We can look at fear, this fear that's run amok, as being, the acronym that, I have, been downloaded, that it's been downloaded to me by the Heavenly Father to view and characterize fear as being, and that is a fractionalized evaluation of an abbreviated reality. So just imagine you walk into a room and a large part of that room is blocked off. You don't have access to it. You know it exists. You know it's there, but you can't see it. You can't access it. So you're automatically getting a abbreviated view of that room. And then you're taking over to a corner or a certain space or just one wall in that room. And then on that one wall, you have to make your determination about this entire room. Remember, half of which you don't even have access to. But you're taken to this corner, this space, this wall in this room, and you say, just focus on this little perimeter, this little section, this little circle on the wall, and then based on what you see in that circle, is this room clean? Is it dirty? Is it nasty? Is it full of riches? Is it full of filth? Invaluable objects? So that's what fear is. Being in that big room, half of it being cut off, and then taking to a certain part of that part that is cut off, and then being asked to make a determination and assessment based on the whole room by looking at that one abbreviated, that little fractionalized space. This is what happens when we go through life and we encounter fear. We know that there's more to life than what we can see, what we can taste, what we can feel, what we can smell. There's much, much more to life, to existence, to reality, to the universe. So when we encounter fear and we're moving, we're making our life decisions and our choices based on that fractionalized evaluation of an abbreviated room, then how would that work out for us? How can we really assess, determine, and make practical and rationalized decisions based on this fractionalized evaluation of an abbreviated reality, of an abbreviated room in that scenario? So we shouldn't be operating with fear. Again, it molds, it collapses, it corrodes, and it kills productivity, human ingenuity, human authenticity. It's directly opposed, to love and all these other things. So now let's look at love. Living organically victorious and empowered. That sounds like I want. That sounds like what I'm about. I believe that's what you're about. This is what we are about, guys, in our journey. Those of us that have this love within us, we have to get it out, guys. It's not there just for us. It's not there just for me and my family and my friends and my inner circle and the people that look like me and the people that dress like me. And no. It's for everyone. It's like the sun. It's like the moon. It's like the stars. It's for everyone. We have to get it out. We can't keep it contained. We can't keep it corralled. And we can't allow this fear that's running rampant in society, this fear that's running to and fro in the land, we can't allow it to blot out, to cover up or to minimize our love. We have to get it out. There's nothing on this earth, there's nothing in the universe more powerful, more precious than love. Nothing is as empowering. Nothing's going to motivate you, inspire you, drive you, and keep you going to achieve that victory like love. And it is the most organic thing in human nature. When children are born, just like the fear and the hatred and all these things that are downloaded into them, prior to those things being downloaded into them, kids only know one thing. That's love. It is organic as breathing. They ain't looking at how much money you got. They don't know about money. They don't care about money. They don't care about your background, your skin color, your parents, what school you come from, what's going to be your political views when you grow up. All they know is love. You can put them all on the same playground. You're not going to see the white kids hook up in this space or this corner. You're not going to see the black kids hook up in this space or this corner. Chinese kids, Mexican kids. You're going to see all kids running, playing, having fun, doing what kids do. It is the most organic thing in human nature. Living organically, victorious and empowered. And this is what the battle is between. It's not love against hate. It's love against fear. People who have been taught to be fearful, to let that organic love flow. We've been indoctrinated to be fearful and not realize our own power through living with this organic love. This is how we get victory. We don't get victory by being separated and pitted against one another. And hey, that's them. As long as it's sunshine and rainbows in my backyard, hey, I don't care if the whole entire world sinks. As long as me and mine is good. It's not victory, guys. That's an illusion. That's an illusion. That's delusional. So it's both. We have been, particularly those of us that carry the light, it's our job more than any others to realize that we are put here by this thing that we call God. Our divine responsibility is to let this love flow and to take the bumps and the bruises of knowing that we're not here in and of itself. We're not here to get it. We're here to let it flow. That love within you, letting it flow, letting it grow, letting it nurture and nourish all of humanity wherever you go, to live organically victorious and empowered to whatever your unique gifts, talents, insights, to let it flow and not go around here thinking, well, if people don't love me, I'm not going to give them love back. That's a form of that fear. There's that word again. Fear that I'm going to love somebody, they're not going to give it back. They're going to misuse me. They're going to take me for advantage. No, you have God-given discernment. And you lead with love. And once you realize that a person isn't ready for that, you love them enough to let them go. Not stop loving them, but to let them go and say, hey, listen, that's fine. I have this love. I have to give it to somebody that can receive it and I love you just the same, but until you're ready to receive it, you have to walk out your own journey in accordance to divine timing. But I'm going to now take this love and I'm going to put it elsewhere. You're not going to be used. You're not going to be abused. You're not going to be neglected. You're not going to be taken advantage of. You have God-given discernment. But again, that's that fear trying to rear its ugly head. I know a part of my divine assignment, like I do motivational speaking and all these kinds of things, youth and young adult mentoring and counseling. So there's this natural, there's this organic, and again, there's that word again. There's this organic aspect, element, part of me that is always upbeat, optimistic, outgoing, eager to help, eager to give information, receive information, share information, constructive dialogue and discourse, just engagement. But what I've noticed also in these days and times, dealing in this climate of fear, a lot of people just aren't receptive. And a lot of people just want to be kind of left alone, left in their fear, if you will, and all the things that fear breeds: hatred, jealousy, loneliness, isolation. It's a lot of people just want to be left alone in that. And that's fine. They will wake up if and when it's meant for them to wake up. And so what I've learned is, by the grace of God, I have to walk like this balancing act to be discerning on a ultra premium level, if you will. And that's not me, that's him operating within me. And I have to be discerning enough to say, okay, this guy, this girl, they have a look, they have an energy, they have an aura that I don't know what they're going through. But I get it. I understand it. They want to be just left alone. They don't want to hear anything kind. They don't want to hear anything uplifting. They don't want to hear anything at all. So as I go to and fro, oftentimes I'm this guy that has this energy, this upbeat, this enthusiasm to organically, just help someone, inspire someone, learn from someone, share different views and perspective with someone. And this causes me to appear as, okay, who's this weird guy? Who's this oddball? Like, what's this guy's problem? He's always so whatever, giddy or upbeat, he's always, trying to talk to somebody, trying to engage with somebody. He's always so engaging. Like, that's odd, that's weird. Now, I can allow that to cause me to put the blinders on and to compartmentalize my love and keep it to myself, keep it to my family, keep it to my clients and all those people that are already familiar with me. I can allow that to happen, or I can use this discernment to say, hey man, no, this is who I am organically. And even though that person and those people, they may not be ready for it yet, that's fine. But I'm going to keep on being me. And I'm going to keep on pushing forward, looking for those opportunities. If you give me just even a slight little way to make an entrance, if you will, you're going to get this love. You're going to get this optimism. You're going to get this engagement. You're going to get this compassion. You're going to get this consideration. You're going to get this kindness. You're going to get this organic sense of camaraderie. And so some of you guys out there may be experiencing this as well. To where whatever your unique talents, your gifts, your quirks, whatever it may be, your personality, if it's organic, you have to bring that forward. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Gnostic Gospels. Some of you may be, some of you may not be, but in any event, These are the Gospels that were found, and these are the Gospels that are believed to be written by the actual people, or one generation from the actual people, that are in the Bible. So John and, Thomas and Philip and Matthew. And so these are the Gospels that were found in the Nag Hammadi text that are supposed to have been written, believed to have been written by, John or Matthew or all these guys themselves, or one generation removed from John, Matthew, etc. And not like the Bible and the Quran, who we all know, those takes from John and Matthew, they were written hundreds of years after John and Matthew and all these people had already left the earth. So it was, 10, 20 generations removed, and they were telling the stories that they heard about John, Matthew, whatever, and they put their stories in the Bible. Well, the Nag Hammadi text is, again, one generation or a few years, if not by the actual writers themselves, John and all these people themselves. But the point that I'm making is there is a text in there, I believe it's in the book of Thomas, and he talked about what we call the real teachings of Christ, and one of them was that the kingdom of heaven is within you. And if you can bring that kingdom out into the 3D, the real world, then that is what saves you, / that is what gives you victory. But if you fail, if you cannot bring what's inside of you out into the real world, then it will destroy you. And that is essentially heaven and hell. They both exist within you. Again, we need the fear. We have the love. We need some fear. But that's essentially what it says. You have to bring out what's in you. And that is how you achieve your salvation, because it's what's in you. That's your divine assignment. That's what's been given you to bring into this world. And only you have that. Other people may have some parts of it and some different pieces to the puzzle. But again, it's like your fingerprint. The part that you have, no one else has. You have to bring that. And if it's me, you, or anyone else, when we bring what's inside of us out into the real world, that's how we achieve our salvation. And if we can't bring that out into the real world because of this fear, because of doubt, how it's going to make us feel, how it's going to make us look, what they're going to say about us, whatever. If we can't bring that out into the real world, then that is hell. And that's how people, underachieve. Let's just put it like that. So what's inside of you? This love that's organic. This is what you need to be bringing into the world, because this is what grants you the victory, and this is what that makes you empowered. It's all within you. So that's today's message, guys. I want to encourage you guys to see that it's only love and fear and all the things that love, all these other emotions, compassion, kindness, even courage. You have to have love for yourself. You have to have love for what's right. You have to have love for your family. You have to have love for education and hard work, whatever. When you have the love for that, that's where the courage comes from. Love enough for yourself, love enough for the world, love enough for your fellow men. This is what makes you embark upon things like the pursuit of wisdom, the pursuit of happiness, generosity, compassion. All these things are born out of love, and we know the things that are born out of fear. So whatever you do, go out there and let that love shine. It's within you. You were born with everything you need. It's within you. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Greater is he that is in you. So go out and live a life full of love, living organically victorious and empowered, and seeing fear for what it is. It has its place. Fear that I'm not going to get that bill paid on time. Oh, that'll motivate me. I'll put in them extra hours then. Fear that your husband or your wife is going to leave you. Oh, you'll get your act together then. Fear that that medical report ain't going to be positive. Oh, you'll stop drinking. You'll stop smoking then. It's when fear is allowed to run amok and it descends into this fractionalized abbreviation or this fractionalized evaluation of an abbreviated reality. Well, I can't do this because people are going to think I'm weird. I can't say that because, they'll publicly, what they call it, unfollow or whatever they call it when they so-called ban people, excommunicate people, from society. Nowadays, whatever they call to the stars, whatever they say about the stars, they unfollow them. I can't do that. I can't speak up for what's right. I can't say this or that because look how it's going to make me look. I can't leave that job and follow this career that's in my heart because what if it doesn't work? Always taking these fractionalized evaluation of abbreviated realities. That's when things go left, and we can see how that has extrapolated outwards, and we can see the world that we live in. People are afraid to do anything, pretty much. You see people walking around with the blinders on. So we got to make love great again. And all the things that love brings. The kindness, the warmth, the compassion, the encouragement, the healing. It's all up to you. It's all up to me. We can't be sitting around saying, well, the world doesn't want it. Hey, we have to put it out there. And when we put it out there enough, there are those that are out there that are meant to receive it. Whether they're operating on a frequency of love now, or if they're operating on a frequency of fear now, your light can make the difference to either keep them encouraged to keep operating on the spirit or the frequency of love, or to cause them to take steps by the grace of God that could release them from the spirit of fear. All based on you. You have the power. It's inside of you. The only question is, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Reach out to this ministry if I could be of assistance to you in any way, whether it's, again, continuing to move forward and continue to grow and evolve to even a higher and greater, more expression and a more advanced level of your love journey. Or if you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. We've all had to wake up from fear, including myself. And it's an ongoing battle, pardon me. It's not you just wake up one day and you're over it. You have to fight these battles every single day. A lot of the places that I visit, trust me, a lot of them, whether there's gyms, so there's big, strong guys, or there's these girls that are in shape, and I don't want to go down that path because sometimes the women nowadays, they're kind of all over the place. If you look at them, say good morning, hey, you're a creep. And if you don't look at them, hey, you're arrogant. So you have to walk that line. But the point that I'm making is there's girls there There's guys there, big, brawny guys. I visit a lot of gyms where there's a lot of combat training. I train some of my clients in those kinds of places. And so you got these guys with egos, and I have to deal with that every day. Like, hey, man, I'm not afraid for you to think that I'm a coward. I'm not afraid for you to think that I'm a lame. I'm not fearful that you gonna think I'm a creeper if I say good morning or how you doing, young lady. If you got your son or your daughter with them, and hey, what's up, champ? Who's this weird guy trying to, give dap to my son, give dap to my daughter? This guy is weird. We have to deal with it. But this is the great assignment that has been given us. So go out there and let your light shine. There's something that you're here to do that no one else can do. Only you can get it done. And you know what that is in your heart. It's in you. You have to bring it forth into the world. Reach out if I could be of assistance to you guys in any way, but I thank you guys for tuning in. And when it comes to the ministry, guys, again, it's a holistic mind, body, and spirit ministry. It's promoting mental, physical, and spiritual health and wellness. There are real world services, specific real world services that are provided by this ministry that are designed to help you achieve mental, physical, and spiritual health and wellness. If any of that sounds interesting to you, then I invite you to watch a video that's titled MBS Service Tutorial. It's going to talk about those services. Please visit the physical fitness branch of the ministry located at mountfitnessmbs.com. If you're interested in any of the service or if you have follow-up questions, please reach out by way of the email link I'll leave down in the description box. And if you got any value out of today's message, then please, I'm going to provide you with a couple ways that you can show your thanks and your appreciation, perhaps even generosity. But before I do, guys, I would be remiss if I didn't very briefly ask you guys to do me a personal courtesy. And that's to watch a video that's titled My Testimony and Disclosure. It's going to talk about the actual origins of the ministry itself, but more importantly, guys, it's going to talk about glorifying God. It's going to talk about my testimony. If you're an individual who likes to sometimes be reminded that he's on the throne, he's still performing miracles, he's still controlling both ends of the chessboard, then that may be just a story that can do it for you, inspire you, give you that courtesy reminder. Oh, and by the way, please hit the share button on that video, because there's people out there that need to hear that. People need to hear that, hey, if he did it for me, he'll do it for anyone. Make no mistake about it. Again, that video is titled My Testimony and Disclosure. I have to honor him, so please, courtesy me by watching that video. And again, if the Spirit moves you, please hit the share button on that. If you got value out of today's message, guys, that's a clear indication to you that others can also get value out of today's message. It only takes a brief second, guys. Reach over there, and if you don't do anything else, if you don't do absolutely anything else, please hit that share button, guys. It would mean a great deal to this ministry. And not just the share button on the video, My Testimony and Disclosure, but the share button on this particular video as well. It would mean a great deal to me, and it may mean even more to the person that receives this message at the precise moment in which you share it. Somebody could be on the edge, guys. Literally, or, metaphorically speaking. Somebody could be on the edge. Hit the share button if you would, guys. If the Holy Spirit moves you to do so, then also hit the thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. Hit the bell icon for notifications, and subscribe to the channel if you aren't already subscribed. If you'd like to show your thanks, support, and generosity by way of a financial donation, you can use the Cash App link I'll leave down in the description box. And it doesn't matter if you send $1 or $100. Either way, you're going to send a powerful message out to the universe that you believe this message has value to it, and you will receive the abundant harvest that the universe / God has promised you whenever you plant good seed in good ground. So receive your harvest by faith. I receive by faith your continued love, support, and generosity. And remember, guys, it's a holistic mind, body, and spirit ministry. So regardless of the challenges and the difficulties that you may be facing, you still are required and anointed to make sure that you do all that you can to make sure that your mind, your body, and your spirit is beautiful, vibrant, and as healthy as possible. This ministry has been anointed to help you achieve such a cause. Reach out if I could be of assistance to you guys. Thank you again for all the love and every ounce of support that you guys pour back into this ministry. I value each and every single one of you, and I love all you guys whose hearts are in the right place. I am Brother Minister Mongoose, and I will holler back. Peace.